We have a very special guest today, Kurt Coffey, who is Vice President of Case IH North America. And Kurt, you're introducing a brand new combine. This is a big red thing.
We are all new platform here at Louisville. The AF11 is the largest combine now available worldwide. It's kind of special to me personally. We started on this project years ago when I was in a different role, and some of the design that you see in this comes across tractors and sprayers. And years ago when I had global marketing, that was one of my projects. So it's kind of like seeing one of my babies come to life. I mean, we're here to talk about the productivity and advancements in technology, but in a visceral way, I'm pretty proud of the design. It's exciting.
Congratulations to you and to the company. But tell us about some of the factors, some of the features on it.
We talk a lot about purposeful solutions at Case IH, and if you consider what the top issues that customers are telling us, labor scarcity is a top challenge. Also just needing to get more throughput and productivity to fit a window. And so we could sit here and talk about the world's largest and horsepower and grain tank size, but at the end of the day, the ability to knock off, a few days of harvest by having a larger machine is critically important. But also within the machine technology. So we have what we call AFS Harvest Command in all of our combines now, from the smallest all the way up to the AF11, which is truly the apex predator at the top, fully automated, right? So you can get in and pick your crop, and a relatively unskilled operator is capable of harvesting, minimizing losses, having the best settings for grain quality, which is really what you need when you have a challenge with skilled labor. So meeting the needs of customers on scale and throughput, but then also technology features to make it the smartest machine available.
Now, this machine has large storage. It has a large amount of unloading capacity. We're probably going to have a couple of extra wagons in the field.
Get some more semi-drivers.
Yeah.
All of the little specifics about grain tank, etc., we can get you with a Leo, but yeah, the grain tank is almost 600 bushel. I spent a whole day in one of these, actually. We had many out in the market this fall. I spent a whole day probably in this machine, actually, and we were able to do 7,000 to 8,000 bushel an hour in high-yielding corn. We were running 7,000 consistently, which is at, if not higher than what you can see anywhere in the market. And the engineer running it for a while said, well, watch this. And he moved it up to 8,000 bushel an hour is a lot of semis. But the best part of that, Stu, is we had a really high quality sample. We weren't leaving corn on the ground. We were still doing what we do at Case IH, which is a simple, productive, high quality harvest, but an incredible capacity. So I see solutions. Larger farms being able to get it done with less labor, and that's what we've been doing for 180 years at Case IH.
A lot of other equipment companies that are bringing out things that really emphasize efficiency, because that labor thing that you mentioned a few moments ago, that is going to be a critical shortage in the very near future.
Yeah, labor scarcity in total, just do people want to work and can I find work, is a huge issue. But then taking labor that wants to work, but I had the privilege of growing up on a farm and fixing everything with the wrench or with the welder, but the labor that wants to work but doesn't understand the specifics, that's where technology and automation features are helping. And so again, the number one issue that many of our customers and dealers have is labor scarcity, or I haven't, and now they're not quite trained. That is a top in our design, CDPD we call it, customer driven product design. That is a top focus in everything we do. And so it's to solve that problem of labor scarcity. Until we get to full autonomy, the machines take over the world. Until we get there, we're bit by bit automating the process along the way, because you don't have autonomy until you've automated every little set, right? So automating machine functions, we have automated the grain cart procedure too as well, so the machine mates with the grain cart. And so bit by bit we're on our way towards autonomy, and we feel at Case IH those building blocks of automating the process we're leading, and we're going to continue down that path to solve labor challenges.
I have a feeling we'll probably hear some of that, what you say, as we really get a good handle on some of the USDA's details this week of fewer farms and a tougher economy for agriculture.
Yeah, I won't get into the economics of it, but there's consolidation everywhere. Farms are becoming fewer and larger. And we see that everywhere. So yeah, as farms consolidate, there's going to be larger farms, less operators. I look at it commercially that we better do a really darn good job of making them happy. You know, there used to be this many farm decision makers, and now there's this many. I better make them happy, right? And that's being very customer centric. For me, it's easy as a farm kid, but I balance the boardroom with the farm gate with the dealer. That's what keeps me up at night. But being raised on a farm and focusing on that, it's not a long putt for me, but just trying to live that belief at Case IH.
Has your dad Gary had a ride in this?
Negative. We run a 9250 at the farm. This is quite a bit bigger than the 9250. We're not that big of a farm yet, but maybe we'll get him in something like this next fall. We'll see.
We wish him the best on that. We appreciate the time that Kurt Coffey, Vice President of Case IH North America, has provided with us. I'm Stu Ellis.